Hi, I'm MJ. Uh, Today, what we're going to be looking at is Eric Adams. Now, for people that don't know, Eric Adams is going to be one of the contenders on the for the New York mayor, and I'm not sure if he's running as an independent, but he is currently in that position. He has been involved in a scandal. And right now, the Democratic primary was won by Mamdani. And I had already done a chart on Mamdani and Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo. And so that chart, and you can go back and check my previous videos, that chart indicated that Mamdani actually had a better probability of coming out ahead. We're going to look at Eric Adams' chart just to make sure that we're tying up all the loose ends, make sure that he's not going to be coming from some type of position here and be able to take it. So we have the natal chart with the transits, we have the progression, and we have the solar arc that we're going to be looking at. So first off, when we take a look at our natal chart with the transits, and by the way, this is for November 4th, 2025. That's the date that the election is going to be held in New York. In our chart, the first thing we want to touch on is Neptune opposing Venus. Now, when we look at this, Neptune can bring vision, can bring, fantasy, idealism when it's in a good angle. When it's in a difficult angle, it can bring lies, it can bring scandal. Right now, it's in a difficult angle with Venus. What's Venus? Well, I tend to describe it as it's your community. But community is sort of a loose term. In this case, this would be looked at as his community being the voters. So, in effect, people that would be voting for him. And this is showing that, oops, we've got confusion, we've got scandal here. And even though he could be seen possibly as a visionary, this is an opposition, so it's a difficult angle. Neptune here is going to confuse. Now, it could in some cases, depending on the type of angle, Neptune could give someone a lot of charisma, a lot of magnetism, okay? That easy flow where you sort of just sink into that person. In this case, I don't think that's going to happen. It's an opposition, it's conflict between the voters. Next thing we want to look at is Saturn here. Saturn is squaring Jupiter. That already happened. And by the way, this Neptune to Venus already happened before the election, but not that far ahead of it. So Saturn squared to Jupiter. When we look at Saturn, Jupiter, these may be the policy things that he wants to provide to the people of New York. So in effect, the goals, things he wants to get done. Saturn is going to be restricting that. Now, Saturn, we can also think of that as being the law that's coming down. And that's pretty much what sort of happened. So the law was investigating him for improper behavior. So this is another strike against him. Now, what's the next thing here? We've got Jupiter in conjunct Jupiter, which is the break and adjust. Now, in this case, he's got definitely inflated expectations as to what he can do. He's got mismatches here. He's not going to be able to find a direction. In effect, this is opportunities that may be coming to him into a place where he can do things, but he can't make use of it. So he's not able to grow. He's not able to capitalize on things. They just sort of like drift down the stream away from him. And this is sort of likened to if he does a conference or anything like that, even though he may be trying to talk about what he wants to accomplish in the next term, everything's going to point to what happened. So it's these awkward pieces that they keep on coming up, and he can't go where he wants to go. So that's, this is all sort of saying it's just, he could still do it, but it's just so difficult. Very many challenges. So let's take a look at the progression. Progression here, we actually have nothing. Okay. Next thing, let's take a look at the solar arc. The solar arc, what we have is Jupiter in conjunct to Jupiter. That's the break and adjust. So in this case, what's happening is that what is being seen from the public side, again, Venus is his community. Jupiter is the opportunities or things that are being presented. What's being shown to his people are not the things he talks about. In fact, what happens is the behavior is exactly not what he talks about. So we have what he states not matching his behavior. So again, Venus is being in a stress, in this case, a break and adjust, which means literally his voters are not going to want to take a bet on him again. Now, we also have Neptune conjunct Saturn. Now, think of Saturn as being his public role here. And Neptune comes in and confuses the whole thing, puts a fog on it. So, in effect, that Neptune is also putting a fog or a cloud on his reputation. So, where other candidates don't have this challenge, he does. He can be overwhelmed, in effect, by Neptune. So this could actually make him just very tired of dealing with this. And again, Neptune can also be very good in giving him the ability to have a vision that he can present. But it's just whether he can get that across. And there are challenges for him being able to get it across. Now, I hope you enjoyed this. And just as a note, I do sessions for people. You can get information on my website at lionesspublications.com. I offer my services, what I do for services. And you can just email me. The email address is there if you're interested in something. As to Eric Adams, he was elected before because he was sort of a visionary, but I don't think he's going to be able to bring that back. He'd have to overcome quite a few challenges. So right now I'm going to leave it that Mamdani is probably in a better position to win when it comes to the election on November 4th of this year. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great evening. Bye now.